This really quite dull box actually contains a very interesting locomotive. It's from Liliput and it's number 1012, and Liliput at this time were made in Austria. This is actually of a British locomotive. Let me get it out the box and we'll check it out. So yeah, it's a model of a Western. This one is number D1051 and it's named Western Ambassador, and it's even coming with some instructions, so let's check them out first. So it's a fantastic set of instructions here. It looks as though it's been printed out just on a typewriter. It's got July 1975/2, which I guess is when this model was produced, and it tells you how to unpack the locomotive and it gives you some other information about how to maintain it. And it has the address down here, the Liliput Models UK being in North Wales at the time. But it has another sheet of paper which has been stapled to it, and it says it's got a new 3-pole motor. So it looks as though this has been upgraded from the original release and is a model from 76 onwards. This one comes with an additional coupling here with a screw which is still sealed from the factory, it looks like. And here is the model. It's certainly quite an imposing thing. There doesn't seem to be any damage to it, although one of the sides of the bogies had fallen off in the packaging, and it was just a push fit and I put it back on. But let's have a look at this closer up. Well, one thing's for sure, this is a very heavy model. It is made of plastic on the body shell. At this end, the yellow I think is maybe a little bit off, but it might have faded over time, and the masking isn't really that great on the corners. But it is nicely done, and we have windows which aren't really that clear. You can see it's got a bit of a frosted effect in it, but we don't have any interior in there. I'm not sure if you're going to see it on the video, but I can see part of the motor and the drive gear inside there. And we don't have anything here either. We've got some glazing, but I think there should be maybe some numbers or something in there, but we don't see anything on this model. But we might have lighting. Those are flush fit. And actually, it looks as though the windows are almost flush fit as well, which is really great. We've got some yellow overspill underneath the roof line there, unfortunately, so you can see that the yellow has been sprayed onto the maroon. The buffers are extra pieces which have been pushed in. They're just made of plastic, and this big slot down here is if you want to fit that extra coupling that we saw in the bag a moment ago. It has been fitted on the other end of the locomotive, so I'll show you that in a moment. And as we look down the side of the locomotive, the number is a metal etched part which has been added on, and now you can see through the windows that we've got a cable going up there, so no interior on this one unfortunately. But looking further down, we've got this door here which is nicely picked out, and it's got some handrails here which have been picked out in silver as well. The grills on this actually look really good, quite convincing as well. They've really got a lot of depth to it. And we've got some windows in the middle which are almost flush fit as well, and you can see in the centre there I think we've got a big motor unfortunately. But as with the number, Western Ambassador name is actually etched as well and stuck on here. I wonder whether this has been done by the previous owner, because there is a little bit of glue overspill at the top there, but it might have been like that from the factory. We've got another one here which I guess is a shed plate. And I like how this part here is in black plastic and this part here as well. It's separate to the maroon. And the definition of these panels is really good. As we move further down, we've got another window, some more grills, and another door at this end with the handrails picked out again in silver. And we have a British Railways crest there, which looks really good, I think. That's obviously a transfer, but it looks good. So at this end of the locomotive, you can see the massive coupling hanging out the front here in this slot. And you can see some of the paint as well. It isn't really that well applied down there. And if I move the model around like this, you can really start to see that the paint isn't actually that well applied on this part here, but it's not too bad on the outside, although like I said, I think it's maybe the wrong shade of yellow. Looking up on the roof, there's a moulding mark here. This looks to be a separate piece that's been added in. Some nice grille effect here. There's no moulding marks on this, which is great, but we don't have a lot of detail up here. A couple of panels and a couple of indents into it, and another couple of grills here. Looking at the bogies, like I said, these are extra pieces which are just pushed in, so there's a lot of definition on them. I'll just pull that off so you can see. It's quite easy to get these off. So they're just a push fit in, but they are quite deep and you can see a lot of detail of the springs. And with this off, you can see the fantastic wheels that this model has got. They really look great with those circular parts in there. I think that's just a piece of plastic which is inset into the metal wheel, but it really looks good. And underneath here you can see all the gearing here. It's all in plastic there. We've got traction tyres on these two wheels, and it looks as though all three axles are driven. We have a screw here holding this part in where it articulates back and forward on the bogie, and you can start to see inside that there's some cables that are moving around as well. The centre part says Liliput made in Austria. And as we look at the final bogie up here, this one is the pickup bogie, and you can see that it has little sliders on the outside sets of wheels. And I think that's pretty crude. It doesn't look that great, Obviously we've only got drive on one bogie, but it's the same deal with the sides of these bogies, and we also have the same cool looking wheels as well. So it's quite an unusual model, this one, and it's also very heavy like I said. So let me just put this on the scales, see how much it weighs, and then we'll put it on the track and actually see if it runs. So this model comes in at 475 grams. So here we are on the test track. It's just some Hornby third radius as normal, and I'm using my H&M controller to give it some power. I'm not holding out much hope on this because it's such a big machine. It's barely fitting on this track, and I don't think you'd get it on smaller radius than third radius. Anyway, I'm waffling on. Let's give it some power, see what happens. Well, that's a shame it's not working. It seems to be shorting out as well. So I think we need to open this up and see if we can get it working. On the underside of this body shell, we have some weights with some tape over the top of it, which is very old now. It's very sticky as well. And you can also see that it's a two-part chassis here with the bogies with a metal surround. But there's all sorts of problems going on with the cabling up here, so I think we might have to rewire the whole thing because these have got splits in them, which are obviously shorting this out somewhere. And just looking at this part here, which is meant to hold these parts onto the side of the motor, it's meant to have a screw up here holding it on, which just isn't there anymore, so that's not doing much good. So I'm going to take this apart, see if we can clean this up first, and then we'll start trying to rewire this. Well, it doesn't look pretty, but I think I've managed to get this back together again. It seemed to be that the motor was a little bit bent and it wasn't revolving right, and I don't know why. It was this black piece at the top here and then this silver piece holding it all together, which seemed to be just bent out of alignment, so I had to refit all that, and then I had to rewire some of this as well. So you can see the yellow and the red are brand new wires that I've put in here. So all that remains now is that I've got to get this back together, and we'll see if we can get it running on the test track. So the next problem I'm finding is when I'm trying to get it back in the body shell, there's this huge weight stuck onto the roof of the locomotive, and it seems to be fouling on the top of the motor here, and I'm not quite sure why that is. I'm fitting it correctly with the little tabs here, but it still seems to foul up here. I've decided to remove the big weight, and I've just fitted a new set of weights which are more slimline up inside the body shell, and now it fits fine. Well, it's clear there's still some problems with this locomotive. It goes fine in one direction, but then trying the other direction, it's just a bit intermittent and doesn't really want to do it. I think there are multiple problems here, and I wonder whether it's been caused by the previous owner. Having put that massive big weight inside the body shell, it seems to have worn away the wires and then shorted things out. Somehow managed to bend the motor or something. I'm not quite sure exactly what's happened here, but it really doesn't run that well. But that could just be this particular one. But what do I think about Liliput's rendering of the Western? Well, it's definitely a retro model with a lot of retro features to it. I really like the wheels on it. It looks fantastic. And it's got that aggressive Western shape to it. But I think the mechanics aren't really that good. And there are a lot of other companies who make the Western model. I don't think this is really the one for you. It is pretty rare. I didn't know that Liliput did British stuff. So it's been quite interesting to check out this model. But I think this model here is probably a symptom of what happens to a lot of models over time, is that they get messed around with and then they just kind of start breaking and they don't work that well anymore. However, I'm not even sure this will actually work that well to begin with. If you've had some experiences with this locomotive from Liliput, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts. And this particular model, well, it's foxed me. I've spent absolutely ages on this trying to get it working, and I haven't actually managed it. I'm pretty frustrated about that. So this is going to go onto eBay as a spares or repair. But I hope you liked this video anyway. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps this channel. I'll put it on the turntable so you can see all the way around. And just to say thanks for checking out this loco with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope to see you on my next video. See ya.
So model train, model words, choo choo, model train, tiny train.